Hello everybody, new video. In the earlier video we have seen the introduction of the chapter. Which points we will study in this chapter we have studied in the earlier point. Now in this point we will study the difference in between climate and the weather. What is meaning of climate? Climate refers to the average weather condition. This is the average weather condition and variation over a large area for a long period of a time. In a climate, it is not the short period or a short area used here, small area is used here. It is the average weather condition, the average of the weather condition of more than 30 years over a large area. The area is also large here, it is not for the small area. There are many types of climate in a world. There are many types of climate. The examples are here given: monsoon type climate, desert type climate, Caribbean type climate. There are many more. Just we are going to see in this chapter about the climate of the India. What kind of climate of India, that we are going to see in this part. I hope you understood the meaning of the climate. Broadly we are using the climate term in the day-to-day weather changing, but that is not true. Climate is the observation of the long time on the large area. It is not changing time to time and place to place. Weather. What is meaning of the weather? Weather refers the state of atmosphere. It is the state of atmosphere. What kind of state of atmosphere? It is an area at any point of time. For a particular area and for a particular time, there are differences in the weather. It refers for the particular time in the particular place. Means at Solapur, may the weather is a different than the Temburni. May in a morning the weather is a different, and in noon and evening there are differences in the weather. So weather changes, the changes in the atmosphere at the place to place and time to time is called the weather. The elements of weather are temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind speed, humidity and precipitation. These all elements are also having of the climate also. There is no any difference in the elements of weather and climate. The elements are remain same. Only the difference is about time and place. For climate, the long time is used. Climate is the observation of the long time and on the large area, but the weather is the difference time to time and place to place. These are the differences in the climate and the weather. The weather is said in this way: maximum temperature, minimum temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind speed, humidity, precipitation. So this is said in this way, the weather. The elements of the weather and climate are the same: temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity and precipitation. You may have observed that the weather conditions fluctuate very often even within a day. In the morning, in evening, in afternoon, there are fluctuations in the weather that we observe in our daily life. But there is some common pattern over a few weeks or months. Days are cool or hot. The common pattern is there of the weather. Continuous, some days are cool or hot. May some days are windy or calm, cloudy or bright, or wet or dry. On the basis of this generalized monthly atmospheric condition, the year is divided into seasons such as winter, summer and rainy season. That is called seasons. In these seasons, for this particular months, there are some similarities in the atmospheric changes, in the atmospheric content. May some days are cool, some are bright, hot, windy or rainy. That is called seasons. So about this all we are going to see in the upcoming videos. So here in this part you have studied about the difference in the climate and weather. The climate of India is described as the monsoon type. In Asia, this type of climate is found mainly in the south and the southeast, despite an overall unity. In a general pattern, there are perceptible Regional variations in a climatic conditions within the country. The Indian climate is the monsoon type climate, but then also there are some regional differences we can find because the country is a very vast. That is why some regional differences are there in the climate. Let us take two important elements, temperature and precipitation, and examine how they vary from place to place and season to season. In summer, the mercury occasionally touches 50 degree in some parts of the Rajasthan desert, whereas in many be around 20 degrees Celsius. In Palgam, in a Jammu and Kashmir, on a winter night, temperature in a Dras, in a Jammu and Kashmir may be as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius. Thiruvananthapuram, on the other hand, may have a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Mean the same season is there, but in the same season also, on the same day also, there are differences in the temperature and precipitation we can find in India. Why it is how it is happening? Because of the large vastness of this country this is happening. About the precipitation is also there. The world's most wet land is in India. The annual precipitation over 400 centimeters in a Meghalaya to the less than 10 centimeter in a Ladakh and western Rajasthan. Most part of the country receive rainfall from June to September, but some parts like the Tamil Nadu coast gets a large portion of its rain during October and November. In general, coastal areas experience less contrasts in the temperature conditions. Seasonal contrasts are more in the interior or in the country. The coastal climate is different than the heart of the country, interior of the country. There is a decrease in a rainfall generally from east to west in the northern plains. These variations have given rise to variety of lives of the people in terms of the food and eat, the clothes they wear, and also the kind of houses they live. So these life variations taken place due to the climate